I'm in the very trendy suburb of Balmain. But honestly, Balmain's not known for its gardens because of such small spaces to work with. But the one we're going to look at has won design and construction awards. So they must have done something right. The garden's only 8 by 5 metres, but it looks a lot bigger. The trick is not to have less plants, but to have more and to make it lush, because that way the edges of the garden are not defined. There's a sense of possibility, but there's also some mystery. When you're working in a small space, you'd be easily convinced that you need to have everything on the one plane, so you've got the most usable space possible. And if you've got to put retaining walls in, you push them back towards the fence. If you didn't have this front retaining wall, you could easily have one at the back. But by breaking it up like this, the only bit of wall you see is that first bit at the bottom, and the second bit's covered by the plants. One of the nicest design elements that makes this little backyard work is the built-in retaining walls and these benches that all double as seating. If they weren't seats, think about it, the table would have to move out there a metre so you could have some chairs and still a corridor behind it to work. If that moved over there a metre, it'd be too close to the back door and the whole place would feel cramped. But because it's here near the retaining wall, I can sit and eat a meal, have a drink, have a chat, all comfortable. And the little frangipani, it's going to grow up and give you a canopy, which is like nature's umbrella. And the flowers and the scent, doesn't get any better than that. Another trick the designer has used is to create separate little areas that are tucked away. And this really is such a relaxing spot. It feels like a completely different garden because you are just dwarfed by the size of the plants around you. I mean, these giant elephant ears and the dark colour contrast beautifully to the lime greens that you see in other plants like this Blacknum and the dichondra on the ground. Ornamental gingers pop up and even a Gymea lily. And when this star jasmine finally takes over, it won't be a fence with a climber on it, it'll just be a wall of green. This garden goes to show that you can break up a small space into even smaller ones and make it usable. Not just usable, beautiful.